to this fantastic Saturday morning draw along live stream. I am going to wait for some people and then we can crack on with things, can't we? I'm just wondering, I'm hoping that it's going to be restreaming to the right places. So just as the stream starts, we'll do a little bit of a check. I think we're okay. I know that it's streaming on YouTube and it's also streaming on Facebook, which is something that I wanted to try as well, which is hopefully going to be easier for some people to tune in. I've not pushed it too much yet on Facebook. Again, this is just the second stream, but I want to make sure that we all have a good time, basically, and that we all do a little bit of drawing. We all learn how to draw things, and I guess that's all. So what I'm going to do is, to start this stream, I'm going to show you how I draw Squibble Faces, because it's very simple. It's a very simple Kawaii style face, which I think that you will enjoy, and it's there's a couple of ways to do it. So basically, I'm going to draw it big so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll draw a circle, and then I'll draw another circle at the other side, and then literally just a curve in the middle. Now, a Kawaii face usually has the mouth in between the eyes. If you do the mouth underneath, it's not quite the same. Like, commonly, we'll draw an eye, and then we'll do a smile like that, won't we? That's fine. In fact, let's just give it a head, just so we can, so it doesn't look a bit too disembodied. So normally, we're kind of taught at school, we're not told not to do this, so we all just do it anyway. At school, we're told to just draw a face, so we'll just do that, and then that's the standard face that we will draw at school. We'll do a nose. We either do noses like that, we do noses like that, we do noses like that, or whatever, yeah? But the way I like to draw faces, and you can't have a nose if you draw a face like this, unfortunately. Noses are out of the question. No noses in Kawaii faces if we're doing it like this. But you'll do your eyes like that, and then you'll do the smile in the middle. Now, that creates a little bit of a signature style for my characters, that face alone. If you want to do your own characters, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do what I'm doing. You can put a mouth there. And then if you want to draw a nose, you can draw a nose and you can draw cute characters. Some characters I do like to draw, I have to say, are characters that do have like normal looking faces, but they'll have a nose like that, like a J. Don't do the top bit. Or you could have eyebrows like that. Very simple face. It looks professional. It looks professional. Again, it's all about proportions as well. Proportions matter. Like if you did an eye there and then an eye there, then you've got you've got a wonky face, which can also work. That also works. But like I said, for me, squibble wise, the faces that I like to draw are like that. Now, the mouth I usually like to look a bit thinner than the eyes, like that, because I like the different thicknesses of ink, if you will. Now, I know I'm using a tablet. I'm using Adobe Fresco, which it's free. Adobe Fresco is free to use, free to download on a tablet, also on a computer. Highly recommend using it because it's just a wonderful piece of software for drawing. It's wonderful, really, really good. Now I want to just show you a couple of different eyes that I do as well. So obviously there's that style of eye. I'll keep the mouth there so that I know where I'm putting the eyes. Another thing we can do, we could close the eyes. So I like to use the same thickness as the mouth if they've got closed eyes. So that's, if you just do a little curve like that, they can look like they're asleep. which is really cute. So you could use that face. Or you could do, if you curve them over like rainbows, that makes them look really happy, like their eyes are just closed and that they're smiling, which is also a really good thing to do. And now I like to couple that with a different style of mouth. So let's have smiling eyes like that. And then for the mouth, what we can do, I'm just changing the brush there. If you do like, what is it, like a U, like that, with a line across the top. Oops. let's do it like that. Or a D on its side or whatever. You can make them look like they're laughing. So if you draw a line here at the top, that makes the teeth. And if you do a little curve at the bottom, there's a little tongue. Very simple, very simple. And then colour the middle in black. I could have used the fill tool, but I'm just going to colour it in like this in case you're using pen and paper. So I'm going to colour that in there. And then you've got a laughing face. I do like that one. That's one of my favourite mouths to draw, is that. I find that a lot of fun. So, I mean, we've got one eye closed. We could, in theory, do that. But he looks a bit wonky like that, doesn't he? So let's get rid of this eye and do like a greater than symbol with a line in the middle to make him look like he's winking. So that's how you do a winking eye, almost like an arrow, if you will. You could do it. You could look at it like an arrow pointing towards the mouth. That's how you do a winking eye. Let's just get rid of that. If you're watching, by the way, just drop us a comment. Be nice to hear from you. I do have a chat. Good morning to Mumsles. Thank you very much, saying that it's a cute little figure. And good morning to Dave. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining. I hope it all sounds good and is looking good. That's the most important thing. If you can make sure that you subscribe if you haven't, and maybe share it to people so you might want to come along, that'd be good. I've got to show you something, right? So if you want like an embarrassed looking squibble, you can do just a little cheek underneath each eye. Now, he looks really happy there. It looks like he's just had a really good meal. But if you want him to look embarrassed, I'll just get rid of this mouth. What we can do is we could just do a little line like that. So he looks a little bit concerned, actually, not embarrassed. I think an embarrassed one would be, oh no, like a little wavy wave thing, almost like a wave of the sea, I suppose. So that's how you can make a character look a bit embarrassed, which is also fun. And I'm going to leave it up to you to do your face, because we're going to draw a character today, but I want you to draw your own face on the character. And when you've done the character, it would be absolutely amazing if you could email it in. So I'm probably going to put something on the screen. Hopefully it won't crash everything. Later. I'll put something on the screen later for you to send your gallery things in. I don't want to run the risk of my stream stopping. Because I'm using something called Streamlabs, and sometimes, only sometimes, it crashes, and I don't want it crashing on me. Because that'd be a disaster, darling. That would be a disaster. So that's how you do squibbly faces. Now let's get into drawing one of the characters today. And the character I want to draw, let me just turn that off. And the character I want you to draw along with is called Barry. And Barry is from the Squibbles. In fact, he's just appeared on screen. He's just here on screen right now. That's Barry. He's a funny little squibble. It looks slightly different now. He's evolved a little bit since that gift down there. But we're going to draw Barry. Now, let's just put that there like that so that we know who we're drawing. And so to start with, what is not very complicated to draw, okay? So this is going to be a quick draw. But like I said before, I want you to use your own faces based on those squibble faces that we drew, okay? So Barry's fairly easy to draw. So you just draw an arch like that, yeah? And then you draw his legs. So he's got one leg. In fact, he's got one leg like that and another leg like that. So his legs are together. And you draw a line across here. And those are the top of his legs. And then with a slightly thinner brush, I'm going to draw the bottom here. So this is the bottom of his underpants. Alright, so they're the bottom of his underpants. And there are two ways you can draw his arms depending on what he's doing. So he's either going to, you can make him wave. So he's waving like that. And his other arm is by his side, like so. So that's him wave. It looks a bit like an elephant, doesn't it? It could be an elephant, that, couldn't it? Just drawing it here. But it's not. It's Barry. So he's got an arm waving, an arm by his side, or he could have two arms by his side, like so. Yeah. I'm just going to draw his face so we can see what's going on. So I'm just going to draw a simple squibble face of him smiling like so. I'll tell you what, let's draw that mouth a bit better. There we go. So that's his simple face. Now, he's missing something. Horns. He has horns, does Barry. He's not a devil, he's a prankster. So when he pulls pranks, his horns grow, which is a bit naughty really, but they do. He's a naughty boy. And one thing that's missing on his underpants, he has love hearts, because he is actually a very kind soul. He's a kind squibble. So if you can draw love hearts, go for it. He doesn't have to have love hearts on his undies. He could have different symbols. In fact, let me show you a good way to draw a star. Like this. Curve up, curve to the right, curve to the bottom. Could be like north, east, south, west. So it could go north, east, south, west. It's kind of what happens in my head. North, east, south, west. North, east, south, west. North, east, south, west. So he's got fancy shorts on today. I call them shorts, although they are his underpants. And then I want to just draw the top band of his underpants like so. There we go, we've got that now. So something very important about drawing that I want to highlight and make sure that you understand clearly. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. It doesn't matter. This is not perfect. His legs are a little bit wonky. I've drawn it quickly to be fair, but he's got a sharp edge there and it curves up here. Same with that. Okay, you can draw it like that if you want. You could draw it with just curved bottoms, like so. You could draw him like that. You could draw him however you want. It's entirely up to you. Now, I'm going to get rid of that arm because I want him to be waving instead. So let's have Barry waving, but with the same thickness as we had before. So he's waving, and to add to that wave, we're going to use a little comic technique that makes it look like he's moving. You just do a curve here, like that, and a curve here like that, and it looks like he's waving his arm, which is a really good way to create movement if you're making a comic. A really good way. You can colour him in. He is blue, but you can colour him whatever colour you want. There are no rules, okay? You create your own character. We've drawn Barry today, but you can create your own character. You can draw whoever you want. You can create whatever squibble you want. Create whatever face you want to create. The world is your imagination. Did you know that? Whatever you're looking at, you've created it at some point. So use that creativity and be confident to know that whatever you draw is okay. Whatever you draw will be fine. There are no rules. And the more you do it, the better you become. You just keep going. You keep drawing, keep creating, keep experimenting with things. Experiment, experiment, experiment. Really important with art and drawing and illustration. Just experiment, experiment, experiment. And you'll come up with your own style and you'll feel comfortable to share it with other people, because the sharing part of it really matters. You don't have to. There's no pressure. But if you draw something and you want to share it with someone, absolutely go for it. It's so important to do what you feel is the best thing for you. So if you're watching, we're going to do a draw along now. So let me just save that. That's Barry. January 31st. We'll just save him. Shall I colour him in? Let's get some interactivity going now. So if you're watching, leave a comment on what colour you think we should make his underpants. And also leave a comment on if you think he should be waving or should he be doing something else with his arms. Let me know in the chat. I'd be really, really interested to see what you come up with. I think it'd be a lot of fun to get involved. Let's get going. Let's get it going. And I'm hoping that I'm getting all the comments through, because I'm not sure if they come through. So if you're watching on Facebook, please leave a comment. If you're watching on YouTube, please leave a comment, because I need to see if it's real time. That's important, because the last comment was 10:30 and the time now is 10 to 11. So let's see those comments in the chat. I shall wait for you for a moment. Dave says he likes him waving. That's brilliant. Thanks, Dave. I'm glad you like to see him waving. Whoop, whoop, do-do-do-do, whoop, whoop, do-do-do-do-do-do. He's waving. Shall we colour him in? That's my question. What do you think? I don't want to influence people too much with the drawing, but shall we colour him in? What do you think? Let me know. Do we colour in Barry? While we're waiting, I just want to show you a submission from last week's draw along. It wasn't a squibble. After this, we're going to put some words in the chat and create our own drawing. But here's one from last week. I hope you like it. So what do you think? As you can see, we only got one submission, which is better than 0. So massive thanks to Ned Luigi for that. Yes, potatoes falling from cabinets. So I was thinking maybe I should have put mine in there as well. I didn't think about that. I'll do that for next time. Let's colour him in. Dave suggested colouring him in. So let's find a colour that we can use for Barry. So we'll use like a nice blue colour. Boink, boink, boink. It's so fast colouring on a tablet. colour his feet in. We'll do his undies white. So I know you can't see what I'm doing there, but if I turn this off, you'll see that it's not see-through. It's got a transparent background. What colour shall we do the love hearts on his underpants? Purple, pink, like a pinky purple. Let's try that. Oops. There's a gap there. Can you see the gap in that love heart? That's going to stop us from filling it properly. So I'm just going to close that gap. Oh no! Let's just close that gap if I can, without it looking weird. You do have to make sure to close gaps when you're working digitally. Some software lets you fill the gap without having to do that, but this doesn't. So let's do them this colour. If you have any other alternative colour suggestions, please let me know, because nothing is set in stone. You can recolour these. I'm going to do these stars yellow, and we're going to do his horns. I'm going to do his horns red. There he is. It's Barry. How cute is that? You know, and you can integrate characters like this into comic strips or make your own comic strip. I'd love to see you making your own comic strip. It'd be absolutely fantastic. I might do the band of his undies green just for some reason, because I can. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little bit of shading. So I've created a new layer. I'm going to put the blend mode into multiply. I'm going to change the opacity to about, I don't know, 40%. I'm going to use not a white, like a mid-grey colour. I'm going to up the brush size, and then I'm going to just go over the edges like so. Just this edge, as if the light is coming from that side, which would actually create shadows like so. I could probably create a shadow here, because that's behind him at the moment. We'll do a shadow here, because that's a different part of his body. Oh, maybe we don't do it to the bottom. We'll just do it to there, like so. And this bit here, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make it tail off like that. In fact, it's gone over the edge. I'm still doing that. I might need to make my brush smaller, or I should use a tapered brush really, but like that, yeah. Same with his horns, don't forget them. He's got a bit of shadow now. Just makes him look a bit more professional, I suppose. And then I might even change the opacity down just a little bit more, just to make it a bit more subtle. It just gives him a little bit of solidity, don't you think? I think it's important to have this little bit of shading sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. I think it just adds a little nice touch, don't you think? What do you think? We could even, with that layer, we could even add a shadow on the ground like this. So do that. Nothing too considered. Just a little grey shadow on the ground like that. Make sure we cover that bit in as well. And then there we've got Barry stood on the floor now. We didn't even need to draw a floor. If you draw a shadow, it looks like he's actually stood on the floor anyway. So it's kind of cool drawing shadows underneath characters. It can work. We could also add another layer if you want to go one step further. Make it white. Again, change the opacity of the layer so it's not too intense. And then what we could do is just bring that down a little. We could add a little bit of shine onto him like that, where the light is. So if the light's at that side, could do that. It just makes him look like he's shining. Let me just turn the opacity up because you can't see it too well on there. Like that, look. Can you see? It looks like he's like a bit jellified, like he's made of something solid. He's not like a flat character now. We brought him to life a little bit. Just a couple of tips for you there. I hope they've been useful for you. It's always nice sharing these things. I hope you've enjoyed drawing Barry, if you have. And if you have, like I said, please send him along. I'm gonna put something on the screen so you can. Do you know what? I'm just gonna type it because it makes it just so much easier for now until I get that sorted. So if you just send it to hello@thesquibbles.com. Let me change that font to something more appropriate. Not that one. That one. Send your drawings to hello@thesquibbles.com. You can also send it to us on our socials as well, on Instagram, Facebook, wherever. And we'll put it in next week's gallery. We'll put it in this gallery, look. Just like that. So I'd love to see whatever you've done. Genuinely, whatever you've done, do not worry if you think it's rubbish, because it will not be. It will not be. Nothing ever is. Nothing you create is rubbish. You might think it is, but honestly, trust me, it won't be. Just make that bigger. Like so. I'm just going to put send your drawings. Where's my keyboard? Send your drawings to. Let's do that. That'll do. Bit of real time stuff. Send your drawings to hello@thesquibbles.com. Really important. Yay, hello, my mum's joined. Whoop, whoop. Hiya, mum. Thanks for tuning in. Tell you what, if your live stream don't have your mum on it, then there's something sadly wrong, isn't there? So, thanks, mum. I hope you've maybe been drawing along with Barry. If you haven't, if you've just joined, that's fine. What we're going to do now, we're going to do a drawing together. So if you've got a pen and paper, grab a pen and paper if you don't. Grab your tablet if you've got one, or you could use Microsoft Paint. It doesn't matter what you use. You could use your laptop, you can use a pen, paper. Honestly, whatever you decide to use, it doesn't matter. Just grab something, and we're going to draw something together now. So let me just save Barry, and let's do a new drawing. Now, what I want you to do now in the comments is I want you to leave a word. I hope so, Mumsles. I hope my mum makes a drawing. I want you to leave a word in the comments. And then what we'll do is we'll construct a drawing based on those words. So let's have a look. Dave, can you leave us the first word? Mumsles, leave us the second word. Linda, leave us the third word. And I'll do the fourth word. So go on, Dave, type a word in. I'll write it down as well when you put it in the comments, just so we know what's being said. And that'll be grand. I shall wait with bated breath for the comments by you. I'll wait with bated breath for the comments by you. I'll wait with bated breath for the comments by you. Ba ba da ba 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 da 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 da. Okay, so my mum's straight in there before Dave. That's funny. Let's have a look. So I said Dave, mum's right. Okay, so we've got great. Great flowers. Great flowers. In case you're wondering why my E's are not capitals, I absolutely cannot express how much I dislike drawing the letter E and as a capital letter. It drives me insane. There's the letter E, the letter F does my head in. It's just easier to do a lowercase e and it looks nice anyway. So we've got great flowers. Mumsles, would you like to contribute a word to this sentence? Would you like to contribute a word to this sentence? Would you like to contribute a word to this sentence? Great flowers. I might have exploding. Oh no, I did it. Ugh. This is years of schooling. Start a sentence with a capital letter. Look, it's like or How do you write an E? Do you do that? Do you do that? Do you do that? Do you do that? How do you do it? Too many ways. That's better. Same with a G. I don't like writing G's. A week late. Whoop, whoop. Hello. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome for the message on Twitch. I can't remember what message I sent. What message was it? What did I send you? Can't even remember. Honestly, I log into Twitch so rarely, I've forgotten. But we're creating a sentence for a drawing, so I'm going to give you another minute because when it's comments, there is a little delay, and I'm just impatient. So it's quick fire. See, you write a C kind of, and then do the one little line. Oh right, so you do it like that. You do it like that. Oh, that's like the Euro symbol, isn't it? That's kind of cool, though. I quite like that. Yeah, it's not a bad way of drawing an E. It's almost like that, isn't it? But without this bit here. You use Adobe Insert File. Wasn't sure about that you're using. Yeah, so using Fresco. Yeah, Fresco is free and it's so good, so good. You can do animation on it as well, which is brilliant. You just literally click a button here. You can't see it because of Colin. There's a little animation button here. And then you can do path animation, so you can make it bob around. You can make it breathe. You can make it flicker. Sparkle. Spin. Bounce. Jitter. Or none. Or what you can do is you can make it breathe. And you could just have loads of them. How fun is that? Illustrator and Photoshop on the daily. Yeah, well, I highly recommend checking out Adobe Fresco because it's like, it's almost like Photoshop with vectors, which is interesting. It's this interesting blend of like all their software, really. It's like a blend of Illustrator, Photoshop, and a very, very, very basic After Effects, I'd say. But yeah. So, we've got great flowers exploding. If we don't have any more words, I'm going to do that as our prompt. So let me just get rid of the animation. What's down there? What is it? Oh, there's a little thing there. I need to get rid of it. Do you need a pen and tablet? No, it's on. It's also on desktop as well. I don't think it's as good on desktop, but it is on desktop, and all the features are still there. So you don't need a pen and tablet. Obviously, you can't use Fresco with a pen and paper. That's the future, innit? That'd be good, wouldn't it? Until that day, let's do Great Flowers Exploding. Draw along. If you're drawing along at home with a pen and paper or a mouse and screen, then let's get to it, because I'll put your drawings into our gallery at the end. If you send them to... I'm going to perfect this for next week. hello@thesquibbles.com. Send your drawings in to hello@thesquibbles.com. Yeah? And if you do that, I'll put it in the gallery next week. There you go. I'll just put that. Oops. I'll just put that in the corner so that we can have a little bit of a reminder through the stream, because I've not put it on my stream yet. Okay, let's do some Great Flowers Exploding. Raina, hello Raina, yay! Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're all well. I'm so happy that you're all tuning in. This is really, really good. So we're going to draw together. We're going to draw some Great Flowers Exploding. So I'm going to do a thinner brush. Let's do that. And then... So that's that flower exploding. Great Flowers Exploding. If you'd like to add a word, Raina, we might just be able to fit it in. But for now, I'm going to just put on some things that we were doing earlier. So I'm going to do a bit of a squibbly flower face, an upside down mouth, because he's not very happy about exploding. Oh dearie me. That's one flower. What other flowers are great? I'm not that good at drawing flowers, to be honest. Oh, happy birthday, Raina, of course. A snowy birthday, that's lovely. Oh, and it never happens. Wow. Well, even double congratulations. Congratulations for the snow, and congratulations for your birthday. 21 today. Let's just draw a star. Oh. It's not happy. Poor flower. I feel like I need to have another petal kind of blasting off here. The petal going off there. Let's draw a little line. Don't copy mine, by the way. I want you to do your own if you're drawing along, because if you send it to hello@thesquibbles.com, then we can put it in next week's gallery. This looks good. If you've just joined us, here's a little submission from last week. Also known as Sleepy Captain. Some of you may know him. It was potatoes falling from cabinets, which is fun. Okay, let's do that. Great Flowers Explode. I need another flower now, don't I? What other flowers can we have? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this because this is fun. Let's have rounded petals, maybe. I'm just going to turn that great flowers, I'm just going to make that great flowers exploding. Oh, I can't do that without my keyboard. Oh, never mind. I'll do something different. Let's have... So what I'm going to do with Fresco, can you see how it's over the top there? If I click that special button there 3 times, I can do that. How good is that? Well fun. You're going to wake up to Squibbles episode 1 for your Saturday morning cartoon nostalgia. I can't wait to fall asleep and wake up to it. I love it. I love it. Nostalgia. It's big business nostalgia, isn't it? In this modern world. I'm kind of happy with this. It looks fun. I feel like I'm going to do that. I'm going to be... You can't do that when you've got a pen and paper unless you're doing it in pencil. I just love that tool. I might give him a little mouth, actually, that flower, because he's like, ooh, as I showed you before. And I may also do this. In fact, I've got a fun brush, actually. It's called an outline brush. It's a vector brush. Is it manga? Light outline. You can do quite good lettering with it, so I'm going to try and just do this. Hang on. Like that. You can even use the tool I was using to get rid of the lines on that as well. Watch. How fun is that? It's good, isn't it? It's a lot of fun, baby. Technically, it's already Saturday, says a week late, but I have yet to fall asleep. Lol. Oh, heck. Sounds like you need to get some sleep. Goodness me. This is looking all like a comic strip, innit? It's kind of fun, this. I've got a couple of flowers exploding. I'm going to start colouring mine in. I think what I'm going to do is... I'm just going to use the fill tool. I like a bit of orange for exploding stuff. Boom. Let's have the boom red. Boom. And then we need the orange behind there. So I'm going to hold my finger down to pick a colour, which is well good in Fresco. Look, pick red, orange, black, whatever. Pick orange. Fill it in there. Got a bit excited then. Let's go for green for the leaves. This one. Green leaf. Yeah. Same with these as well. I quite like that colour green. I'll do that for that plant too. Petals. What kind of petals? Let's do pink. Do pink petals for this flower. So the pink petals exploding. These petals could be maybe like a blue colour. Bluey, like a nice bright blue. Like so. We need to do the stem, so I'll do that a bit slightly darker green. Can't really do it with that one. We'll make his face white though, I think. Oops. If I get rid of the background, we can see what we're working with. Because I do want a background. We'll do his eyes white, so their eyes white. Like so. I feel like we need a blue background. I'm going to add a new layer. I'm going to do like a nice sky blue. Make it a little pastel-y, so it's not too intense. Make it a vector layer. I think that's too much. I feel like I need a bit of grass on the bottom, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose my favourite hard basic round vector brush. I'm going to make it quite big. Pick a green, something that's not going to clash with the stalks. Again, like a pastel-y green, and just add a bit of a horizon to it, I think. Maybe that think that looks fun. I think that looks fun. I'm going to make a slightly lighter green coming towards the front of the scene. Make it a bit sort of, don't know. Let's have another green, a darker green here. It just gives it a bit of variation, doesn't it? You know, looks cute. I feel like I need clouds now. I need clouds. Clouds are important. So let's just make the brush smaller. Here's a good way of drawing clouds, actually. 3, 1, like that. I like to draw clouds like that. Yeah. You can draw them like that, like a sheep, like a floating sheep. Or you can draw them a little bit like Mario clouds. So if you go along, if you do a straight line, and then 1, 2, 3, it's almost like the weather clouds. My drawings are always a bit wonky though. Let me improve the smoothness. What if it's a tablet thing? 1, 2, 3. Yeah? Colour that in. I'm just going to colour it in like that. Because I have no qualms doing that. 2 different types of cloud. Which is your favourite? Who knows? What I do like to do though is give everything faces. Because this is squibbly goodness after all. Isn't it? I'm going to give him a smallish face. It's cute, isn't it? One cloud. Let's give this a cloud, a face. Let's give him a bigger eyes, but a smaller mouth like we did before. There he is. Oh, I'm happy with that. I like that. I think it's fun. If you have been drawing along, then make sure to send your art to hello@thesquibbles.com and I'll put it in a gallery. Your drawing looks so good, says Dave. Thank you, Dave. My imagination was too big for my skills. That is not a valid comment. That is limiting yourself, and it's very naughty. Don't limit yourself like that. Your skills you've just got to practice. If you can't get your imagination out, that's because you're not practicing enough. And that is all. Very important. Just keep going. Whatever methods you find the most comfortable. I don't know, you might be a sculptor. Have you ever tried sculpting? It's good that you drew Barry. Please send that in. I'd love to put that in the gallery for next week. And that would be fantastic. Sheep clouds are the best clouds. Dave says, I like sheep clouds. I agree. Sheep clouds are fun. We could actually turn that into a sheep, couldn't we? We could turn it into a sheep, just floating in the sky, just randomly. A good way to do that, you can just draw. In fact, I'll just have to draw behind the white to do that, but that's something that you can learn. So you'll draw little arch there, and then just 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little tail, and then you can just have a little white eyeball and obviously you need an ear like that. 2 ears would probably work. It's floating sheep cloud. Oh dear. But we're not having it. You did used to write limericks, Dave. Yes, you can write a limerick if you want. You don't always have to draw along. Whatever you come up with, you can use. You could put a limerick in the comments. That'd be cool. But this did used to be on Twitter Spaces back in the day. A bit of nostalgia again there. But I'm hoping I can build a good audience. If you guys share this and if you tell people about it and tell people to come along, say that they're going to have the artwork shared. If you know any children who'd like to get involved, if you know nephews, nieces, children, grandchildren, whoever, this is the perfect way to just spend an hour, get a little bit of drawing time in, get our imaginations going. learn some things, have a good time. That's all we need to do, isn't it? It's just great for an hour. My mum says, you make it look so easy and your drawing is fantastic. Thanks, Mum. Done mine on a piece of paper. Perfect. We'll show you when I see you. I cannot wait, Mother. I cannot wait. Take a photo of it. If you take a photo of it and send it to me, I'll put it in next week's gallery. That'll be well good. If you want. You don't have to. There's no pressure. No pressure. Just fun. That's all we want on this stream, is just fun. So thanks everyone for tuning in. I think it's been a really lovely session. I hope you managed to get something from this. And like I said, send your art to hello@thesquibbles.com. Please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to the Squibbles on YouTube as well. You just need to search the Squibbles. You'll find it all. And follow us on our socials. And until next time, until next week, see you later. Thank you very much. Love you lots. And thanks for tuning in. Remember, stay creative. Use your imagination. And always do your best. Bye-bye.